Greetings to everyone watching us from all over the world. My name is Tawanda, and welcome to episode 3 of Ideal Africa. So, what we've been doing over the last couple of weeks is going out there to the world and just basically talking to people. Well, I shouldn't say the world, I should say Maboneng specifically. And we've just been trying to get an idea of how people view Africa in terms of it being ideal. So, to do this, we actually asked people two questions. We asked them, what is your vision for an ideal Africa? And then the second question is, what do you think you can do to make that vision a reality? Now, how we came about with this was that we wanted to find out if everyone in Africa or on the African continent actually has a similar vision for Africa. And what we found, well, over the last couple of weeks, is that actually a lot of people have the same idea for what Africa should be. And the nice thing about that is that that means we do have a common goal. But for some reason, the goal or the vision that we all have in mind is not the current reality. So the question that the follow-up question of what do you think you can do to actually make it a reality is where we actually see something else that's pretty interesting, which is now how people have different ideas as to how we can actually get this vision. Now, having different ideas is a pretty great thing, right? Because it helps us explore more possibilities. But at the same time, it's sort of showing a sign of a disjointed approach towards achieving this same vision that we have. But we'll be exploring this idea a lot more. We definitely need to expand the amount of people that we've interviewed and try and get a much more clearer vision of what the ideal Africa is, and more importantly, what we can do to make it a reality. So just to end it all off for episode 3, we're just going to show you a few more clips or interviews that we've had with people in Maboneng specifically, and in other neighboring neighborhoods like Melrose. So enjoy it, and please get in touch with us in the comments and just let us know what you think. We're definitely going to be doing more episodes, so watch out for that.
Well, my name is Born African, reggae artist, African citizen. Yeah, so my ideal Africa would be, if I had the powers, would be to strengthen the families, from the roots, like the grassroots. If our families are together, if there's love, harmony and sharing of ideas and everything as families, immediate families, that is, then taking it from there, communities will be better. If communities will be better, then any other level, whatever one would call it, to the continental level, I think would be great, because we believe in unity. I would say, for example, if a person goes out on a bigger podium and speaks of unity, but his own immediate family is not united, or he's not loving, he's not sharing, he's not caring with his own family, or even his children, his aunt, his nephew, his niece, for me, that's just a false pretense. That's just an act. So I believe first and foremost, families need to be strengthened. Any people that I see that have succeeded in their own ways, you find that the unity starts from the bond in the families, the strength of the families going up, And then again, Africa, we need better infrastructure, We need better infrastructure. We need highways from Cairo to Cape, From east to the west of Africa. We need better roads. We need infrastructures where if I'm in Malawi, I just need to drive to Zim. I just need to drive to South Africa. I need to drive to Angola, to wherever, because it's so difficult to connect within Africa. If flying is even more expensive. So the infrastructure is very important, I think for me, those would be like one of the basic things that Africa needs to do. But there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in terms of having our own central bank, having one currency, putting out everything, the resources in one basket, and speaking with one voice as Africans, when we negotiate deals for the betterment of our people. We need to speak as a bloc, as one Africa, And I don't know what happens with the AU really, like when one president of one country becomes the chairman of the AU, what powers is he given to, in terms of business, in terms of politics, in terms of other things? What does he represent? What do they do? What are they talking about? One currency? What are they talking about? Our religious beliefs, because that's another aspect that we need to look into. I mean, if you keep praising foreign gods, then also that you are derailed, you're lost. So Africa needs to get back to its roots. Hence I said from the family roots, we need to get back to our roots and understand what is it that means before even slavery. You know, who are we as a people in terms of spirituality, in terms of how we used the gold and the diamond? How did we use it? Because I feel like sometimes people use it for the wrong reasons, hence we have so much wars. You know, we need to communicate again through telepathy. You know, we need to get back to our ways, to our roots. We need to bring back the recipes of cooking. You know, we need to bring back the sports that's African. You know, we need to, you know, so we need to get back to the roots. That's first and foremost for me. That before we can talk further of anything. And naturally, in so doing, I believe that the barriers that hold us in sections, the borders, would easily be demolished, because the fact that 10,000 rands in Cairo, it's the same money in Nigeria, it's the same money in Gabon, the same money in Malawi. What I could buy that side, I could buy here. There's no use for me to be going all over the show, you know, there's no use. So the economy also is very important, you know, but the unity we speak must be real, and it must start from within the family, where brothers and sisters should learn to share, should learn to share knowledge, should learn to share everything. And when we go out there, we build our communities. Communities become African continent.
Right.
Yeah, man.
And
Bless.
the last thing I just want to check out with you now is that what do you think you're doing now that's helping bring about this ideal vision of Africa?
Yeah, basically I'm still on that route of family first, you know. Yeah, I mean, with my immediate family, we're trying to use all these WhatsApps and all these other connections to share the land that we were left by our forebearers. You know, we're trying to grow together, and we encourage each other on the importance of who knows what, who don't know what, and how we share, how we benefit from each other. At the same time, I'm a very community person, you know, and by being community doesn't mean that I'm saying I got it all, come and get it. No, I'm saying we can do better trade. You got a cup, I need a plate, but you have more plates, I have less cups, I need more plates. Sometimes it's not the money. So in my everyday doings, I believe like we can exchange. You know, I really don't believe in free gifts, because free handouts also, I think, somehow encourages people to be lazy. This is my personal views. It encourages people to be lazy and develop the mind of always receiving, you know. But we need to be people who go out there and work and get something. And if you have more tomatoes, I have more spinach, I don't have the cash, we can just say, yo, give me some of that, I'll give you some of this. So I'm that type of a person. And unfortunately, you meet people that expect free handouts, but I'm not for free handouts. I would give where you see that, oh, maybe a person is disabled, he can't do nothing. You give such people. But when a person, I feel that this one can get up and work, I would rather share with him the knowledge, like, yo, brother, get up, do something. You know, be creative, do something. I'm every day, that's my language. Every day, that's my language, you know. So I feel I'm contributing, you know. Musically, my lyrics speak about all of that, you know. So yeah.
No, bless it. We give thanks for the contribution, brother.
Yeah, man. One love. Harry.
All right. So you can just start us off by introducing yourself.
Okay. I'm Ebony.
All right, and that's perfect. So now the second question that we want to go with is, what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
Oh, I don't know. Like, that's a very broad question. But on a simpler level, I'd say an ideal Africa would be a borderless one. You know, which means there'd be free trade and free movement of skilled labor and stuff like that, and make it easier for people within the continent, you know, to move and connect with each other, and possibly just like open up a bit more tolerance, as well as try match the European model, you know, of having a united currency, which means that Africa's currency could also go up. I think ideally, but it's very idealistic. Yeah.
All right, and with that idealistic view now, what do you think you can do, if anything, to actually make that ideal a reality?
Well, so in my own small way, I've just started an initiative where I'm going to have like an online directory or market space which will connect West African and African traders, or well, yeah, it will be like traders, because it can't be service providers, but they're traders where you can buy anything from West Africa and you can buy anything from South Africa to that side, but make it easier in terms of getting your products there, because sometimes the issue is just like access to proper logistics, you know, and also just having one place where you find Black African producers of stuff. So that's what I'm going to do in my little way. Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot for the contribution.
Thank you.
Done. So, hey, how are you doing?
I'm
Please
doing-
introduce yourself real quick.
I'm Nigel. I'm from here.
All right, excellent. So the first question I want to ask you, Nigel, is what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
Honestly,
Honestly.
my ideal for an ideal Africa, I would say my knee-jerk reaction to that is we have to forget about that question. We have to think about another question. And that is, what would be the ideal world? Because the problem with a vision for Africa is you become no different to the visionaries of who wants a vision for America, who wants a vision for Europe, who wants a vision for the Zulus, for the Xhosas, for the women, for the children, for the disabled, for all those. Who are we looking after here? Are we now saying only Africa's important? And if so, who is Africa? Is it geographical? Is it the people that are there? Is it the people that were born there? Is it the people that come there? What does it mean to be African? Is Africa an identity? Or are we something else? Are we not African? Are we not American? Are we not European? Are we not something deeper than that? And is it not that that's deeper than all of that, what the identity is? And so the question is, what is the vision for that?
All right.
And that is everything.
And like I want to ask you now, the second question follow up to that is that you've taken an interesting point on now the ideal world. So with the vision of the ideal world in mind, what do you think you can do right now, today, to start bringing that world and making it a reality?
Talking to you right now. That is it. And before that, it was whatever I did yesterday. And the day before that, and the day before that. And the day going forward. That's what I do. Because I believe the ideal world is what it is. This is the ideal world. For us to find what I spoke about as a vision, we need to grow into that. And we can only grow into that if we've got chaos. We need chaos. Chaos is the fertilizer for humanity. And so we need to unbundle the chaos to grow and to find the light, to come from the darkness into the light.
Right. So I'd just like you to just start off by just introducing yourself. So just give us your name.
Hi, my name is Shengiwe.
All right, nice to meet you. And what I would like to ask you is the first question is, what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
My vision for an ideal Africa is for everyone to get along, for everyone to respect each other's cultures, and for everyone to give each other opportunities. I mean, there's so many opportunities, not just here in South Africa, but in the continent. And I believe if artists and people were to come together and share their craft and do something different, we can be able to take our continent far. Yeah, I think right now we are just the third world country that is looking for westernization too much, and our country is rich, our continent is rich. We just need to speak to each other, respect each other, and see each other. And yeah, that's yeah, it's that fine.
No, that's perfect. Now, the second question I just want to check with you now is,
Yeah.
with that vision in mind, what do you think you can start doing today to make that vision a reality?
Look, it's respect. I think that we need to respect each other and see each other, like I did say before, and collaborate more with each other. I mean, there's technology now. There's TikTok videos, there is YouTube, there's Instagram. The world is our oyster. We just need to stay in contact and be able to see what you can get from one another. And in that way, we'll be able to shine. I mean, yeah, the world is waiting for us. So why can't we stand up and do something?
Sorry. You can start off just giving us your name.
All right. My name is Tokoloko. That means freedom in Tswana.
All right, nice. Thanks. Nice to meet you. Tokoloko.
Tokoloko.
Okay, right. I'm going to ask you the first question is,
Alright.
what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
An ideal Africa for me is an Africa where we are free. Free to be, free to love whoever we want.
All right, and I just want to ask you now is, with that vision in mind, what do you think you can do to make that vision a reality?
Well, I could start off, Michael Jackson said, start with the man in the mirror. So live authentically. Start with myself by being authentically me.
All right, thank you so much. All right, please start off by just introducing yourself.
Hi, my name is Kwesi Blay.
All right, great. So I just want to ask you one question first. What is your vision for an ideal Africa?
My vision for an ideal African is where Africans need to learn how to live as one. We live in a society where we take care of each other, we motivate each other so that Africa can be prosperous, you know. I believe Africa should not have any borders, you know what I'm saying? We live in one continent where we are able to do what we want and say we live our ancestral life as Africans. We believe that we entrust in our black people and Africans that we live in a lifestyle of we don't hate each other. My brother, you're my sister, we are all living in one blood. That's why I believe in an ideal Africa.
All right, and I just want to ask you now, with that vision in mind, what do you think you can do to start making that vision a reality?
I believe I have to stop hating. You know, if I stop hating and I preach the word of not hating, but preach the word of love. If love knows how to spread around, then I think the ideal of Africa will grow.
Okay, brother. So you can just start off by just introducing yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Funky Kalemba, personal trainer and sport model.
All right. So the first question we want to ask you is, what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
Yeah, my vision for the ideal Africa, I think we all need to unite together so we can make Africa work, you know. I think that's the better idea, to love each other. That's the only way we can move up, like move forward, to make Africa to be the Africa we want it to be, you know.
All right. And the second question is, what do you think you can do from today to make that vision a reality?
Yeah, to make it reality, like for me, I just need to focus on my people, to make them more healthy, you know, to train and do the better job, like for us to be okay. So we need to keep healthy, go to the gym, eat healthy food, so we can live longer.
Okay, Kenyatta, so tell us, what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
Okay, my vision is that Africa should upgrade and stop being lazy, and yeah, the cities also, like Jewel City. Maboneng is doing a great job with the cities, upgrading cities, Maboneng to Jewel City, and Jewel City looks pretty cool. That's what I like about ideal Africa.
Okay, and then what do you think you can do to make all these upgrades and things happen in Africa?
Well, we're gonna have to ask the government because the money population is pretty low and people aren't making enough money for the stores. So more stores are closing down and stuff. So the kind of upgrade the city. That's why.
Okay, here we go. So first question is, what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
My vision for an ideal Africa is Africa that is not in poverty, an Africa that is, we live peacefully, we go back to our roots, we live like the way we used to live before. What we can do is, it starts with us as Africans, we have to love ourselves, try to live as natural as possible, because the way we are living now, there's so much chemicals in our bodies, what we eat is also very important also. So I would also suggest we grow our own food, like have a little garden in the backyard, have your own vegetables, try to plant also trees, fruit trees.
I'm Kelly, not Kumalo, not Rolling, no. Sunflower, I'm Kelly Sunflower. I prefer sunflower because I have this bright personality. Yeah, so.
Right, first question, right?
First question. My ideal Africa would be there no being borders. I mean, I am tired of people having to maneuver around Africa with passports. I feel like we Africans are one, and this passport thing does not work well for us. We should unite. And yeah, I mean.
So now you can just talk about like what it is you think you can actually do, right?
That I can do about
of these borders, these pesky borders of ours.
Borders, yeah, they feel like chains, and stuff. What I can say I can do is, there's not much the government can do about it. I feel like we as the Africans can make the change, and we can stop discriminating one another just because of this language and stuff, and come together and realize that actually together we are much stronger. Because I mean, this whole this white thing has forced us to feel like we should divide ourselves and we shouldn't be there together. And also I do poetry. Yeah, by the way, I do poetry, and in most of my poems, I mean, if you look at them, I talk more about how Africans should unite, because personally I come from Zimbabwe, and I feel like for me being here in South Africa or being anywhere else in another country, I feel like I have to change myself to fit in so that I can be one of them, and that should change. And yeah, we should enforce the change in this Africa and build a new Africa.
Alright, so just introduce us by giving us your name. Introduce yourself.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Ashwin Dames. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Alright, and now the first question we have for you, Ashwin, is what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
Personally, I believe in a one-state Africa, so no borders, no travel restrictions, everyone in Africa intermingling amongst Africans. And yeah.
And what do you think you can do to make that vision a reality?
I haven't given that much thought, but now that you ask, I think, yeah, just be accepting of people from different countries. This whole thing of xenophobia shouldn't be a thing. Yeah, just inclusivity and acceptance.
Alright, thanks a lot, Ashwin. Great contribution. Alright, so just give us your name just as an introduction. Alright, so now the first question I want to ask you is, what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
Africa for Africans.
And right, and with that vision in mind, what do you think you can do to make it a reality?
Yeah, it's very tricky there. But the thing is, to make it a reality is when people in Africa accept their Africanness. First of all, you have to accept that you're an African and to take charge of everything that you are doing.
Alright, thanks a lot for the contribution. Thanks. So just introduce yourself and then we get started.
Right, hi everybody. My name is Stanley Wagamashilo, originally from Limpopo. I'm now based in Pretoria, and I'm an artist. I do arts and crafts for a living. Moving on to the first question, which was?
Right, so the first question is, what is your vision for an ideal Africa?
Okay, my vision of an ideal Africa is an Africa which is independent of colonial imperialists, and an Africa that is independent, and Africa that is self-sustained with its own economical structure that is overseen and is over or how can I put it, that is implemented by black people for black people. Yes, basically.
All right. And what do you think you can do to actually make that vision a reality?
You know, first, to make that kind of vision a reality would mean making Africa self-sustained, in a sense of skill, whether it's in a form of skill set or in a form of economical systems, in exchange in a form of governance control. I think everybody, even though people might be afraid to say, our continent is the richest in the world, yet it is struggling because of one thing that everyone is afraid to say, which is colonialism. So that is where.
All right. Thanks a lot for the contribution.